Alright, so we're live. We're in the garage. We're going to work on the Xmaxx, clean it up, show you guys how I do it live. Just because I'm bored, and why not? So, let me open up the garage. Then we'll get going. Alright.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm live. I'm bored.
Mom live?
I'm live on YouTube.
Oh, sorry.
I see we got one person. We're going to get started really soon. We're going to spray this on the truck. And then we're going to shoot it with the air compressor. So we got RC show off. We're gonna clean down this little beast right here. Get it super dirty. We're also going to rebuild the motor on it as well. So put fresh bearings, fresh bushings in it and everything. So if you guys want, we can see how to do that, but let's do this. So I just like, oh God. Alright, we got a couple more people out here. Holy crap, my phone's dirty. Yeah. compressor is loud, but that's just how I clean the trucks off. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get some of my Simple Green foam. I'm gonna move this up a little bit. I'm gonna get some of my Simple Green foam, spray it over most of the truck, not the electronics, but most of the chassis, and then that usually helps a lot when it comes to working on it and everything. So that way it's a little bit easier. So we're just gonna do some basic maintenance on the truck because this thing, I went on my last pass, we beat the hell out of this thing. So you guys are gonna get to see how I clean it. Oh god. Okay, hang on. It's finally quiet. There we go. So it is like 102 degrees outside right now, so we're gonna have to be pretty fast and spray this off pretty quick. So let me actually move it in. I don't want to move it in. Like over here. I just realized it's gonna take me a little bit of time to get everything, to get the compressor over here before everything starts drying off. So let me actually spray, concrete. Now we get to the fun part. Next thing that we do is just spray. Okay. Switch my toe a little bit. Next thing that we do is just lather up the truck. I typically like to try to stay away from my electronics just because I feel like that's the safe bet right there. Just stay away from the electronics. I actually saw this in one of Mark San Maria's videos, and it was super fast and really easy. So, got a little bit on the motor. That's okay. Just try to not submerge it all. And then we'll go over here, grab our hose, then we'll shoot it off. So you can already see the difference a little bit. That versus the front. So it's a pretty big difference. Makes it really easy. It's just that like to do it this way just because it's super easy. It makes it really easy to work on the trucks when you're done. So like, it doesn't get your desk super dirty and everything like that. The only downside is that it's like 102, so it's pretty warm out here, so it dries off really fast. And sometimes the compressor loses a little bit of pressure, so if you want it to look nice, you can swipe it down. Especially since I have the orange arms on here, it kind of pops a little bit more when you have dirt and stuff on them. So it makes it a little bit cleaner. Yeah, show off. So this is what. Oh crap. This is what I use right here. It's on Amazon for like I think it's like $6 or $7 a box, six or $7 a can. So it's not super cheap, but it's also not like crazy expensive. So this is definitely one of the easy ways to clean up your cars. You can already hear the suspension's pretty smooth, and then we come up to the front. You guys can hear it. You guys can hear the front. And then we go to the back, and it's a little bit less. What you're hearing is just the plastic and stuff flexing. And a little bit coming from the arm, but it's not as much as it was. So we'll move over here to the back, or to the front. It's been a long day. You always use WD-40. The only downside about using WD-40 is that it makes like dust and stuff stick to the plastic. So what I like to do after is get some like regular silicone spray. After I do this, get some regular silicone spray and just spray it over. Just spray it on a rag and then just wipe everything down. But I mean, this is definitely one of the quickest ways to clean out the cars. Works great on nitros too. Like it does a really good job on the nitros, especially if you let it sit for a couple minutes and it's not so hot, so it can actually absorb to it before it evaporates off. Why did I do this? But we'll get you guys a little close up. If it kind of looks okay. Does that look good? Figure it out. It's nice and quiet finally. Finally hear my thoughts. And the best part about this is that it doesn't rust because you're blowing all the liquid and stuff away. Oops. Nothing will rust. I've been doing this for a couple of months now. I even do it on the nitros. I don't do it on the engine though, because that would be kind of dumb to do it on the engines. But as long as you keep it away from the electronics, you should be okay. So if this doesn't look the greatest, or if you're having trouble seeing, it's because I'm actually holding the foam backwards. And then you kind of just lather it up, let it soak in for a second before it evaporates, and then we'll blow it off. Let's read the comments here. I'm not getting a new body. Okay, so my dad keeps telling me to get a new body. This is the body. I cut it up because half the body was dying and it was like super cracked. So I just cut the body up. I think it looks kind of cool, but my dad thinks it looks dumb. But it's all right. It's my truck. we go. Got that side done. Ow. I didn't need to say ow, just air. So, it looks pretty good. Now it's just a little bit of touch up. Alright. JK341, that is a pretty smart dude. But I don't really want to spend 55 to 80 bucks on a body when I gotta spend money on that. So, bodies are expensive nowadays with the roll cage, yeah. If I was to buy one, I'd probably go with the Pro Graphics body and just reuse the cage. I run a roll cage. Thought about doing like a little roll cage or something off of this, but I feel like the orange is kind of cool. So you guys can see all that in there. Wasn't quite good. The air compressor wasn't quite strong enough. So we'll come back again. It's a little bit dirty back there. But yeah, bodies are really expensive, especially for these big trucks right here. They're pretty expensive. I don't know how well you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me or not, so that way I can bring the phone closer to my face. I look kind of stupid, but that's alright. Alright, here. So, admittedly, it's not the cleanest. We'll go this way. Admittedly, it's not really the cleanest, but it knocks all the dirt and dust off and stuff, so I'm not really worried about it being brand new or anything like that. I just want it to be clean, so when I work on it, or clean enough so that way when I work on it, it's not super annoying having like dust and stuff fall on my desk, because I'm working inside of my room, so if stuff falls off my desk, that means I gotta vacuum my room, and I'm lazy, so I don't like vacuuming my room. So this is kind of just like the quick, easy way to do it. It's not necessarily the cheapest way to do it because it's $6 a can. I just bought 2 of them today. Actually got 2 of them in today, so that's why I'm doing it right now. I was also working on my Stampede a little bit, so if you guys want, we'll take a look at that as well. But here's Big Truck right here. This is what I'm spending a lot of money on here pretty soon. Getting brakes for it. I got a heater hose issue, so it leaks a little bit of coolant, but it's not really big enough deal to where I have to like spend a gallon a day or buy a gallon a day on it. And then I got some trouble with my AC, and you guys can see it's pretty freaking hot outside, so I know that was a little bit close, but that's okay. You guys can deal with it. So the next thing that I'm gonna do, do like that. Next thing I'm gonna do is spray off, shoot off all the wheels and tires. Again, I'm not wanting to be perfectly clean. I'm just wanting them clean enough so they don't make my room dirty. The trucks that I do want like really clean are my nitros, just because I take a lot of pride in those. Not that I don't take a lot of pride in this. It's just this is one of my extreme bashers, and I feel bad whenever I bash really pretty cars. So typically I just clean it up so that way it looks kind of nice for when I bring it to work, and also so that way it's not like completely filthy every single time I take it out. What we are gonna do is rebuild that motor. So I know a lot of people left. But they're missing out because we're going to rebuild the Xmaxx motor. I'm not sure if too many people have seen that done, but I've done it a couple times in these trucks at work, and I've also done it a couple times. I also just did one yesterday, not on a motor like this, but on my VXL3S system for my Stampede, because I take that one bashing out too quite a bit now. Ooh, a quick little spotlight on my dad's collection too while we're out here. So he's got all his race cars up there. A brand new Jado. Well, not really brand new, but the new Jado, the Rustler, the Revo, T-Max, the 2 slashes, his 4x4 is the orange one, the 2 is the green one, and he has his Xmaxx in his office right now getting worked on. But the Jado, that truck is a freaking ripper. The Rustler, those are fast. You guys have seen the Revo and T-Maxes before. And then, of course, you got the classics over there. Got some race cars over here, too. It's got Nitro Buggy, 2-wheel drive buggy, and then the Mini B isn't really a buggy, but it's not really a race car, but it is a buggy. Gotta clean all the sauce so my mom doesn't get mad. And then we'll use this hot bit, knock the dust off on here. So there we go. We got that done. Now to be safe, we always let our bleed valve go. Yeah, our trucks get really dirty. They get, ooh, look, a cat. All right, cat's gone. But they do. The trucks do get really, really dirty. How am I gonna do this? Okay. We'll take the wheels and tires in. We'll just do one thing at a time so I don't drop the phone or anything. So we'll do this. I'm not gonna turn the camera around because my mom will get mad that I showed the house to everyone. So we'll just do that. Let me turn the light on over here. Open up the blinds a little bit. Let me show you the desk. I'll show you the desk in a second, but I got an Xmaxx sitting outside, so don't really want to leave that. So hopefully this other stuff I got to pick up is pretty easy. We got Nitro Freak in the house. You missed it. We were cleaning up an Xmaxx the fast and easy way, and in a little bit, well, like pretty in like a couple seconds, we're gonna be inside. I'm gonna rebuild the motor. Actually, since I'm out here, I should probably grab the part, or I should get the rebuild kit since I'm out here. Here it is, rebuild kit right there. So we got the rebuild kit for the motor. It's freaking hot out here. I not very fond of the warm weather. Okay, I need to clean up some more stuff. Gotta move all my mom's weightlifting stuff. Oh crap! All right. For the longest time, my Xmaxx didn't have bumpers. Well, it had bumpers. It's just they weren't hooked in right, so they'd move all over the place. But I don't have bumpers. All right. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Forgot to do the bottom of the chassis. Dang it. Oh well. I'll clean that off right now. Ow, hit my toe. Frick. Okay. I have got too much going on here. My finger hurts as well. It's a whole disaster. Actually, I'm not going to throw that quite yet. Alright, so on the bench, you can see we have a whole mess of stuff going on. So this is my Stampede. This is one of my most used basher trucks at the moment. I usually take out this truck in the Xmaxx to this particularly awesome field over here in Bakersfield, California. But I actually busted my top shaft. You guys can see that. Oh yeah, there we go. You guys can see that I busted my top shaft pretty bad. So there's a lot of wobble in my spur gear. But at least I know what's wrong with it now, so that makes it pretty easy to fix. I just gotta buy the part. Okay, so let me put you guys right here. Let me move Simple Green down here with all the other cans. This guy's over here. So, Nitro Freak, did your stream finally end after like a full work day? Or are you still doing that? I don't think you're still doing that. But that's alright. How was the stream? Oh crap. Alright. Ooh. I have too much going on. The reason why I am working on 2 trucks at once is because one of them is held up for parts. I don't have the parts yet. So, I get to just sit here and wait on them. But why waste time when I can play with an even cooler, bigger monster truck? So, let me get this all put back. You ended stream an hour ago. I was only able to stay on for like a couple seconds, or well, I think it was like a couple minutes, because I wanted to eat a little snacky do and then drink a little bit of water. Hung out with the dogs for a second too, so I wasn't on there for too long. But I did have you going in the background. I just was like doing other stuff. So it's always nice having like streams and stuff going on in the background of your room. Where am I gonna put all this? I don't know. If you guys want to, we can also take a look at the Fortec. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to fire it up pretty fast. If not, I'll have to put my glow igniter on the charger at most. But if you guys want to look at that too, let me know. We might be able to run it if it doesn't get dark soon, or if it doesn't get too dark soon. We should be able to run it a little bit, at least half a tank on camera. But just let me know if you guys want to see that. I did plan on running it today, and then I got a little held up with transmission issues on the Stampede. So if you guys want to see that, just holler at me, let me know. Transmission bolts right here. See, we got 4 people in, so I'm pretty sure that's maybe Curtis, Nitro Freak, a couple other people. Check this out. I bought these on Amazon, and these actually work perfect on my Xmaxx. They're stainless, so they're not going to be quite as durable, but I used them a little bit, and they seem to be pretty high quality. So, it's kind of cool. I took a little gamble, and I was like, oh well, if they don't work, then I can just have my dad use them around the house or something. If worst comes to worst. So, luckily they didn't. So I'm able to use them for my toy trucks, which is pretty awesome. So I'm really excited about that. You're gonna be testing new JADO pipes. That's freaking awesome, dude. I might have to tell my dad to buy one since he's got his JADO now. Let me move you guys a little bit more that way, so that you guys can see while I'm over there what I'm doing. But my dad, as you saw, he got that JADO. So we might be going to THS and looking for some pipes, my man. So if you do get something going and it's really nice, give me a holler on Instagram, dude. And I'll check it out. If anything, I'll get him a really, really, really late birthday present or something like that for him. Because I know he really likes that JADO. So it's going to be cool. So I'm most definitely gonna lose like screws and stuff, but that's all right because I work at a hobby shop, so I'm able to. I pretty much have access to almost every single Traxxas part known to human mankind. So I'm pretty much set on Traxxas parts. I can get for that sledge. I was one of the first people to actually get them, because when I got them, they weren't actually released yet. They were still like gonna be released, but I actually got them before they were released. I didn't get to like use them before they were released, just because I needed to pay them off because I don't have like a lot of money. I have an okay amount of money, so I like to spend my money wisely instead of blow it on toy cars. Ooh, crap. So, I'm actually going to prop you guys up on some engines that I have on my desk because I have nowhere else to put you guys. So, yeah, I just finished up with the internship, and that made me $900, and almost all of that is going to my truck, to my real truck, I should say. So I won't be able to use most of it for money, or use most of it for spending money. I have to spend it responsibly, but I like spending money on cars, so it's no big deal for me. I know some people, they want to spend money on their toys and whatnot, but you can't play with your toys if you can't go places. Well, I guess you can, depending on like your hobby and stuff. If your hobby's video games, and you pretty much never have to leave the house. But I like going places. I like doing different things. Met some really cool people that I go bash with now almost every weekend. So that's really cool. That's why I put a lot of time. Well, not a ton of time, but I put a decent amount of time into my trucks. So that way, every time I go out there, I'm going to have fun. I'm not going to break anything or worry about losing screws and bolts and stuff. So I got a little bit light on my maintaining. All I would do is just clean it up like how I'm doing right now, and then I would call it good. But last bash, I had a little bit of issues with this truck specifically, and the Stampede. That's why I was working on it. So, if you're going to be bashing your cars hard, especially in really like rough conditions, where we go and bash, it's really hard on the cars. We go bash in like really silty dirt, so dust gets everywhere. It's So it's a whole ordeal when you go out there, but it's a lot of fun out there. It's meant for like dirt bikes and stuff, so it's a lot of fun. Plus, it's like maybe 20 minutes away from my house. I know some people have to drive like hours upon hours to get to some of their favorite bass spots. Luckily, mine is only 20 minutes away, especially because in the area that I'm in, dirt bikes, side by sides, that's very prominent. So, luckily for us, that works out great for us. So we get a ton of super cool places to go play with our toy cars. That's really cool, dude. I wish I could test pipes and stuff, but I haven't really been doing YouTube all that much anymore. I kind of just do it when I'm bored now, just for fun. So yeah, I've actually really gotten into Instagram, or well, like I do enjoy being on Instagram, but I'm trying to grow a lot on Instagram on my RC page, go.fastrc, all lowercase. Um, just for those people that are coming in or something like that don't follow me on Instagram. I got a video that got me 20,000 views, a couple of followers, and ever since then I've kind of been trying to figure out the system that works for me to help me grow. So I think like when you post stuff, like what time you post stuff, and especially posting reels, that helps a lot with growth. So I might need to do my dips on this thing really soon. Since we have the rear end off, I might work on the center diff. I don't know though. One off, two off, three off. So we got one person in. Whoever you are an absolute legend. So I know most people don't really find this very interesting, but it's what I got for right now. Since I don't do YouTube that much anymore, it's really whenever I go live, people are like, "Oh wait, this guy still this." So, we got 2 more people, so that's kind of cool. Thank you guys for showing up. You guys are legends. So for those of you guys that are just joining, so we got 2 more people. For those of you guys that are just joining, or we lost someone. We're working on the Xmaxx. We're gonna do a motor rebuild kit. There's a part number right there. Motor rebuild comes with new end caps, new bushing, fresh bearings. I think it comes with a grub screw, or no, it doesn't come with the grub screw. It comes with washers and stuff too. So that's gonna be fun. I might need to look at my drivetrain, make sure there's no dust and stuff in it, but that's all right. See, look at that. I cleaned it, and there's still crud falling all over the disc. So that's why I clean it, so that way it's not so freaking messy whenever I go to work on it. If I was to work on this thing when it was dirty, oh my goodness. It'd be so bad. Oops. There we go. I also need to put thread lock on my pinion gear. Have some sick RCs. I don't know if you're talking about yourself or me, but either way, they're a lot of fun. So they're what I spend my money on most of the time, unless I need to buy something for the big truck or I want to buy like a new grill or something for it. Okay, everything looks okay in here. Sorry about like the super fast, like awkward silence. I just wanted to make sure everything was okay in there. Looks like it is. I'll dump this out over the tiny trash can. There we go. So it's a little bit cleaner. So yeah, this thing was not tight at all. So that's why it kept coming loose on my last bash. Also, I think maybe it's because that looks okay. So with the motors and stuff, especially on like parts like this where they're essential, I like to do most of them by hand. You know, just that way we don't strip anything important out. So that way, to the point where I have to reuse the old one. Pinion gear looks okay, so that should be not a big deal. And then while we're at it, we'll pull the heatsink off too. Clean it up all down in there because dirt is kind of an insulator, so it likes to stay kind of warm. So we'll pull this heatsink off like so. Almost got it. There we go. While we're at it, I do not need that anymore. My temperature sensor. So while we're here, clean off the heatsink. Dude, that is a girthy heatsink. I never noticed it. Just recently, I put a heatsink on a heatsink and fan on my Slash 4x4, and man, did that make a difference. I thought about taking the heatsink off on this truck, but this thing gets pretty warm, especially the times that I like to go drive my cars, or that I can go drive my cars. It's like 100 and some odd degrees. Okay. So now is the fun part. We get to take apart the motor. So I don't know if you guys have ever done a motor rebuild on an electric motor. I'm pretty sure some of you nitro guys might have done rebuilds on some nitro engines, which obviously those are going to be a little bit more intuitive, a little bit cooler too. Has a better ring to it. I got to rebuild an engine instead of I got to rebuild an electric motor. But either way, they're both pretty important, especially when it comes to longevity of motors. Like you can see in here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a crap ton of dirt that came out of that one. So it's definitely a smart idea to. Oh, there's only three. 1, 2, 3. It's definitely a smart idea to rebuild your motors, especially if you're driving in like crazy silty areas, super dusty areas, or you've just been driving it for a really long time and you haven't replaced it or anything like that. Then it's a smart idea to redo them. So they sell full-on rebuild kits for these motors, at least for Traxxas they do. I'm not sure about other brands. I think they just make you buy another one. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure RC Show-Off would be able to tell us about Parmas. I'm like, ooh, look at that. There's dirt coming out of it. Look at that. Oh yeah. Dang. Look at the amount of dirt in there. So you can see all that in there. Look at all that. It's crazy. But good thing we're reusing some parts. Stator looks okay. Or well, the rotor looks okay. Need to pay attention to how many washes it has. That'll tell me what all that I need to put on the new one. Ah! Pinch me. Since I'm not going to be using this, let me try to pull this thing off. Oh, dang. We're almost there. There we go. So, if you're going to be reusing this, do not do what I just did. Since the kit comes with a brand new one. Where's that? Come on, little buddy. There it is. Since the kit comes with a brand new one, I'm not really worried about that too bad. Or too much, I should say. You can see how dirty the stator is. Give that a little rub down. So, yeah, it's definitely a good idea to do this every so often. I actually enjoy doing this. I find this really fun. You know, just making things better. It's like a doctor, but less scary. And then for this, I'm not exactly sure what would be the best way to do this, because it's got quite a bit of dirt in it. I don't really want to have to use that again. Let me do that. Okay, that seemed to take care of most of it. Clean all this off. Oh, wow. Look at that. Dang. Okay. So I don't know if this is really the smartest thing to do, but I'm going to do it. Because it's super dirty in there. And I want to clean it. So, pretty sure this, the only thing that this rag has on it is just grease. I don't think it has any other chemicals on it. So we should be okay. And even then, if it does, it's pretty dry, so we shouldn't have to worry about that too bad. Damn, this thing's dirty. But anyways, you can see in there, it's a little bit cleaner now. So now what we get to do is open up our rebuild kit, and that will show me, that'll let me have a little bit smoother operating motor. Because, like, damn, there was a lot of dirt in there. You can see it comes with a new end cap, so you don't have to worry about cleaning the old ones. Comes with fresh bearings. Comes with all the screws that you need. And then it comes with this washer. So I think I might have to reuse this thin one that came on the other side. So what I'll do, so I'm gonna put this on. See, this one right here spins freely. So that should help me keep temperatures down a little bit. Put that washer on there. And then washer on this guy. I think, if I remember right, that's how it goes. Put the old stuff over here. And then press your bearings in. Put the end cap on first. And then we'll screw it down. So I typically like to just do this by hand because I really don't want to strip anything out. Just because, you know, it's not fun stripping things out, especially when you have to reuse them and they're super dirty. So it's definitely a good idea to not strip anything out. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we will drop in our rotor. Unless it drops in for us. Sir. These magnets are so strong it kind of tells me where it wants to go. Okay, there we go. And then we'll put you on the washer. And then there you go. Bam. Ooh. Feels way better. I have the 4S V1 Max. I'm actually wanting to save up for the V2 Max because a bunch of my buddies that I go bash with, they recently just bought V1 Maxes, and then one of the new guys that we go bash with, he has a 6S V2 Max. So that thing's ridiculous, even on 4S. It's absolutely insane. So I really want to get one of those as well, especially since I already have the chargers and batteries and stuff for it. There we go. So this thing is super smooth now. Fresh bearings, cleaned it out a little bit. So yeah, there we go. Absolutely zero dirt. Well, not zero dirt, but you know what I mean. It's a little bit cleaner now. So she's all good to go. Move that out of the way a little bit. And what I like to do just to make it a little bit easier, I have some high temperature grease right here. We'll just put it all along here. We'll just do a really, really, really thin layer. Like a super thin layer. Because greases can act as an insulator. Keep things warm. So we don't want too much on here. Just enough. So that way this guy slides on pretty easily. There you go. Beautiful. And then we're able to wipe this off. Wipe some of the excess on the outside. There's a little bit of excess on the other side. But you guys can see how freaking easy that went on. Throw that tag away. And now she is good to go. One thing I don't like is how they have these open holes in here. And they don't even do anything. Well, they do key into these mounts right here. You see those right there? They do key into those, but it's not like a perfect seal. So that's why I'm kind of not the biggest fan of that. But I guess that's part of what makes the Xmaxx so strong. So that's pretty cool. Here is my toothbrush that I've been looking for forever now. Alright. So I think if I just put in, if I clean these out, put the motor in, call it a day on that, we might have enough time to run the Fortec a little bit. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. If you guys don't want to see that, let me know. If you guys want to see the Fortec go, if you guys don't want to see the Fortec go, if you want to see something else run, I might need to charge batteries for it, but depending on how long you guys want to stay on here for, we should be able to do something cool like that. Just putting the mounts on right now. Oh yeah, I also need to put thread lock on my pinion gear. So that way that freaking thing doesn't fall off all the time. There we go. one on. I'll do the front. Again, if you guys, well, there's only 2 people on here, but if you guys don't follow my Instagram, I think RC Show Off is still on here. I'm not too sure about that. But I know he follows me on Instagram. To the other person, if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do so if you want to, because I do some pretty cool stuff on there. I do a little bit of everything: nitro content, electric content, bashing content, track content. I do just about everything. I even have a plane too, so that's pretty cool. It's definitely a lot scarier to do than the RC cars. But no one is commenting anything, so I'm gonna assume that you guys don't want to see the Fortec. But either way, if I have enough time, I'm gonna drive it because I've been meaning to tune on it since it's been about 3 weeks since I've started it. Started the Revo and it ran freaking beautifully. It literally ran perfect. Good power, good smoke. Ran 220. It was running 220 degrees in the middle of the tank, so it was definitely spot on. That's for sure. Okay. So I don't have my regular. What's it called? I don't have my regular thread locker, but I have some of the spare stuff for my kit that I was building. So we'll just use this for the time being, and then when I go to work tomorrow, I'll probably buy some green, all or nothing, because I do not want this damn thing coming off when I'm out playing with it. So just do a nice, good layer like that. This is probably way too much, but well, it's not probably way too much. It's definitely way too much. But better safe than sorry. Do it up here, like so. There we go. So you guys can see just like that right there. It's got a lot of thread lock on it, which is not really a good thing, but I mean it's better than having too little when you're out bashing. So yeah. I really think I should take a look at the rear diff. Make sure it's still pretty clean. What do you guys think I should do? Should I take my rear diff apart? Because there's quite a bit of dust in my spur and pinion gear, but it's like silt almost. It's almost like powder, but it's not too much. It's like barely anything. But should I look at my rear end? I know my front diff's pretty okay, just because it's not taking majority of the dirt. Ooh, I know what else I have to do. The Xmaxx. I need to put some new. Okay, so we'll just save these as spares. We'll save these parts as spares, so that way you never know, you might blow out a bearing or something while you're out in the field, and you might want some bearings for your motor. because those bearings aren't bad. It's just they're just a little bit dirty. So yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I was like, oh yeah, I know what to do, and then I forgot. So let me put some of that away. Well, actually, I need the scissors because my Xmaxx ESC came loose. So I'll put you guys on this side, right there. You can see just how freaking big this truck is. Let me move my chair up. So you guys can see just how freaking big this truck is. It literally takes up almost my entire desk. Like, I have no room for anything else when I'm working on this truck on my desk. So, dang it. So, what? Ooh, feels really smooth. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is just making sure all the bearings feel pretty smooth. Usually you can feel a little bit of resistance. Ooh, I'm at 2% battery. But usually you can feel. Dang it! What the hell? So I'm gonna have to. God. Dude, what the frick? Cameras are nice sometimes, but sometimes they're a pain in the ass. Okay, let's do this. There you go. Alright. Well, now you can't see my face, but. So what we're gonna do right now is my ESC is like crazy loose on my truck. And I actually blew out my stock ESC because it kept flopping around everywhere. Oh yeah. So yeah, the dude that I bought this off of, because I bought this ESC used. The dude that I bought it off of used the stupid foam tape, which sucks a lot. Don't use that. Get good quality tape because it makes it really easy to take off when the time comes. And when you want to put it in another car, it makes it a pain in the booty. There we go. So again, I'll take this out, flip it over to my tiny trash can, and then yeah. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is like scrape this off with my fingernails, just so that way this time I actually get a decent bond between everything. So we'll see how this goes. So for those of you that are on here, I really appreciate you. Honestly, I was super bored, and I was working on my Stampede. You guys could clearly see. And I was like, you know what? Frick it. I'm gonna go live. Work on the Xmaxx a little bit. You know. So appreciate you guys being on here. It's always fun. It's even more fun when people comment, but that's besides the point. It's just good knowing that some people are watching. pretty sure whoever's on here probably walked away from their computer and they're just leaving me on in the background so I don't get my feelings hurt. But that is okay. If you want to leave, leave. Because I'm gonna be honest, this is not that entertaining to watch. And it's not that entertaining when no one is on here. So. I need to take a break. Holy crap, I'm out of shape. Alright, so I scraped a little bit off. And I'm lazy. So we'll just call that good enough. Make sure that little area is a little bit cleaner. Alright. I'm gonna grab the double-sided tape really quick, and I will be right back. Yeah, we still got 2 people on here. Sorry about that little wait. Sorry about this. Putting you guys on my charger. My phone is about to die. Alright. So let's take this bad boy up and get her going. I think after this, I'm going to try going live on my Instagram just because I've never done it before. And I want to try it. So, oops. We'll see how that goes. I don't know exactly how well that's going to do. But I guess we'll see. I hope it's not too dead where it's like 3 people watching, but I guess 3 is better than 0. So where I didn't get it, I'm just going to cut that off. So that way it actually seals. Has a half decent bond. Because the way that I bash this truck, this is easily my most abused truck. So I want to make sure I have everything, like bolted down and stuff. Because it's not fun having $150 ESC crap out on you because you didn't tape it down. So there we go for that. Throw this away. So you can see Thing spins freely. Little to no play. We thread locked our freaking pinion gear because last time I had this one little screw right there. That one little screw screwed me up, and it caused me to not be able to drive anymore because, you know, strip gears are not fun, especially when they're in a really expensive RC car. So, get this on. That one on. We'll get that one on. So, ESC seems to be staying in place. I hope cutting off the parts that didn't actually bond help out. Because I'm pretty sure whenever I would land, the parts that didn't bond would flex, and it would eventually flex more and more. Because as it's pulling away just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, until it's enough to actually make it move. So I'm hoping by eliminating those little areas, it doesn't move anymore. But let's hope that everything else is okay. Let me put my spur gear cover back on. Screw that down like so. Ooh. There you go. Get this guy on. Oh crap. Okay, there you go. So right now, bolting in the bottom 4 screws of the motor mount. This damn thing legit takes up my entire desk. And with my tires on it, it literally takes up my entire desk where it's hanging off. So it is pretty large, especially compared to when I grabbed the Vortec, and it's like, well, maybe that big. All right, boom. There we go. Xmaxx was cleaned up. It's got good bumpers on it now, for the most part. One of the screws is a little goofy goobered. But we can just run a 25 through that and call it a day. Let's do that right now, actually. See if that works. All right, so what I'm talking about, it's over here. Just move the truck. So what I'm talking about right here is this screw right here is actually sitting a little bit up. It's not sitting completely flat like this one. You can see how it's a little bit taller. This one right here. That's because the threads are stripped out in it. So what I'm going to try to do right now is flip my truck around first before I do this. Get my little screw kit. Take my, what is it, a 20? Take the 20 out. Thread in a 25, hopefully clear out that gap, get it to thread all the way through. And then hopefully my 20 will work. So that way, they're sitting the same. You cannot see my face. That's fantastic. Okay. So that's weird. It does not 1, 2, thread 3. So let me get my little picker. That sounded weird. Hopefully I can get this to work. I don't care if there's 2 tiny little holes. Okay. So that's just not gonna work. So I got 25 for later. So this is how it was before. I'll put these bolts back in. Oh crap. And call it a day. And then I'm going to see how that one doesn't lock down, but this one will. So, oh well, that is good enough. It's got bumpers that actually work, that actually bumper on here. We cleaned up the chassis, retaped our servo down, put a little bit of grease around our heatsink so it's not metal on metal. Then we rebuilt our motor. So we had a pretty productive evening. So only thing really left to do is go through my diffs, make sure everything is okay on there, and then we'll see. So I guess that's it for this live stream today. Thank you to everyone who joined. And if you guys are new, which I doubt, make sure you guys like and subscribe, comment. Go follow my Instagram account, go.fastrc, all lowercase. You guys should be able to find me pretty easy. And yeah, so we should be able to get something going on Instagram. So we'll just see where that goes. So see ya.